Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video on East Coast Manga. So today we're going to be doing the October reading log. You guys know I usually do these late. I usually end up uploading these the following month, the first couple of days, so it is what it is. But I've read a lot of really interesting titles. Most are manga, some are graphic novels. A lot of these I've already talked about before. This is probably going to go up. I'm not sure if this is going up before my haul or after my haul, but either way, I talk about some of these in my upcoming haul or my newest haul. And also some of these are gonna have or already have dedicated videos to the series where I talk about it in depth. So, you know, for the most part, these series, I'm just gonna list off what I've read, what I recommend it, and, you know, what I thought about it. So first on the list is JoJo, Part 1, Volume 1. So this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Phantom Blood. And I really enjoyed this, actually. I was quite surprised. People typically say that Part 1 isn't very good. I think most people are probably referring to the anime. I felt like the manga, at least this one volume, was pretty fast-paced. I don't think there was any pacing issues in my opinion, but I could see the anime, which I've watched a couple episodes of, have kind of a slower, more drawn-out pacing, which apparently a lot of people don't like. I assume that's what the issue is. I can't say for certain though because I haven't watched the anime. I don't plan on watching at least the first part of the anime. But yeah, really enjoyed JoJo's. Next we have another series which I've talked about in my latest manga haul, which you guys may or may not have seen so far. But we have Moriarty the Patriot. And this is just an absolutely amazing first volume for a new Shonen Jump title. This is a pretty dark Shonen Jump title. I highly recommend people to check it out and give it a try. It might be on the Shonen Jump app, I imagine it would be. So if you want to read some chapters on there, you can do that. But this came highly recommended from a couple different people. And I was in the store and I just decided to check it out. It looked pretty interesting. The cover really piqued my interest, to be honest. The cover itself is pretty dark, and it just seemed like if that was the main character, it's probably going to be a pretty psychological manga, and it is. It's based off of Sherlock Holmes's rival. There's no really mention of Sherlock Holmes in this first volume. I don't know if that's going to be a continuous theme or if it's just going to be based off him. I don't know, but some really strong events in this manga. Next we have Rent-a-Girlfriend volumes 1 through 3. I actually just released a review on the series, so if you want to check that out, I'll try to remember to put the link in the description, but if not, just check out the last couple of videos on my channel. But I've really been enjoying the series. It's really different, and it's kind of a love it or hate it series, and it kind of goes, it can go back and forth. But if anyone's looking to get into a strange but really funny series, I recommend this. It's essentially about a high schooler who breaks up with his girlfriend and is feeling like depressed and low, and he decides to download this app which is to be able to like rent a girlfriend. It's very strange concept. But it's very funny. Now moving on to a series that is not very funny, even though the cover art makes it seem like it would be a comedy series, but it's not, and you don't really know that until you really get into it. But we have Message to Adolf. Now, this was a really great series. I really liked it. It's not what I expected at all. It is super dark. It's, you know, obviously very heavily World War II related. It follows 3 people who are named Adolf, 2 of whom you are introduced to at the beginning, and they're basically children. They're both living in Japan at the time. One is German, and the other one is Jewish. And then the third Adolf being Adolf Hitler. And basically the story starts like right as World War II starting, maybe even before that. And then basically it just goes through years of progression into both of them becoming basically a young adult, and also the transformation of everything happening because of World War II. And it is just crazy. I highly recommend picking this up. It just recently, within the last month or so, I don't know if it's getting reprinted or whatnot, but Kodansha bought Vertical, and all of a sudden these were basically selling for retail, and they had a ton more stock. So highly recommend picking this series up. Next series on the list, we have Judge. Now, this is a series that a lot of people have been asking me about. It seems like a lot of people really like this series, and I did really enjoy it. I read Doubt before this, and there's one more series, Secret, and then there might be one more series that's still like ongoing in Japan that hasn't been translated into English yet, that comes after Secret. But a lot of people find Judge to actually be better than Doubt. I don't know which I find better at the moment. I really enjoyed both. I thought they were both different, but also like just very psychological. Basically this story is there's a group of like teenagers or like seniors in high school, something like that, maybe high schoolers, and they're basically all locked up in this abandoned courthouse. They have to essentially vote for people to be killed. They're all put in there because of certain sins that they did. So it's not really like innocent people, I guess you could say, but it's a super violent, psychological, kind of reminiscent of like Saw. And I'll say that if you've read this and you haven't read Doubt, I recommend you read Doubt. If you've read Doubt and you haven't read this, I recommend you read this. I think this is harder to get than Doubt because it is singles. There's 6 volumes. Doubt's been put into an omnibus, so from my knowledge, it's pretty easy to purchase right now. It's still, you know, in printing and whatnot. Hopefully they create omnibuses of these because, you know, that would make it easier to pick up, and I feel like this is a really cool series. Next we have 2 series which I do have individual videos on, so if you want to watch those, check those out. But we have 2 of the most popular series that Shonen Jump is publishing right now. We have Chainsaw Man, and we have Jujutsu Kaisen. Both volume 1s, and I will say that I enjoyed both of these volume 1s. I think right now, I think my poll, I think most people voted for Jujutsu Kaisen and Spy Family. But at the same time, Chainsaw Man doesn't have an anime yet, but I highly recommend you check these out. Personally, which one did I enjoy more? Probably Chainsaw Man. I feel like it had more of an impact on me through volume 1. It's definitely a series that I think Chainsaw Man I'm going to continue picking up as it releases. Jujutsu Kaisen I'm backed up on. I think there's probably like 7 volumes out right now, and I don't know, I think I might just check out the anime and maybe roll with the anime. I just don't really want to get into too many more shonen titles, especially like ongoing shonen titles that could have a lot of volumes. But personally, after reading these, I highly recommend them. Like I said, I have 2 individual videos on them, and yeah, so if you want some in-depth stuff on the story, just check out those videos. Next on the list is a manga that I actually included in my fall picks, kind of like Halloween spooky picks, but that is Happiness. This is volume 10 of Happiness. There's 10 volumes out, and it's in the singles version. There's no omnibuses printed yet, but I highly recommend this if you're into darker seinen-ish manga. This is basically about vampires, and Oshimi is just really good mangaka when it comes to dark things. Manga does read super fast. There's typically not too much dialogue compared to like other super dialogue heavy manga, but yeah, highly recommend picking Happiness up. I recommend any of his works that I've read so far, which is Happiness, Flowers of Evil, and Blood on the Tracks. And then the last thing I've read this month, I also recommended this in my manga haul, but we have Saga. So basically this is a graphic novel. It's not a manga. It's written by Brian K. Vaughan. It is one of the best things I have ever read, and this is, so I have the hardcover versions, which there's 3 hardcovers, see right here. And I do have a standalone video where it's basically a first impression of the first, not like the first hardcover, but basically the first volume. I did have like a regular graphic novel, like soft cover, and I made that video a while ago. I will try to put that in the description of this video if you want to check that out. It's kind of in-depth. I feel like that video, I tried to explain it better than I can right now, just because I've read so much of it that trying to go back and try to figure out how to explain this series is just kind of difficult without spoiling anything. But even if you're not into graphic novels, if you're into manga, I even recommend this more because of just how absolutely incredible this is. It's highly mature. It is, some of the things I've seen in this I have not seen in manga ever. There's really no limits with what they put in this. The story is amazing. The story is fantastic. But that's gonna be it for this month's reading log. If you guys enjoyed, let me know down in the comments what you guys have read this month, and then also link to the channel Discord in the description. There's a ton of people in there. It's super active, so if you're into manga, anime, whatever, make sure to click that and join. It's also how I run my streams in Among Us stream. So basically, if you want to play Among Us with me or other, you know, manga tubers that I'm streaming with, that's the best way to do it, is to join there and then join the voice call. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will catch you guys later.